The two of them then went up to the second floor of the building. There were large holes and broken-down walls on the first floor, which made it easy for beasts to attack them. Once they had reached the second floor, the two of them started to lift up a few of the bookshelves. It seemed like Ian had the ability of super strength, seeing how easily he moved the heavy bookshelves, but Vorden knew that wasn't true. The reason why Ian seemed like he had extra strength was actually from the beast armor he was wearing. Certain beast armor once above the basic tier had special properties. If the user was able to activate these properties, they could increase the base strength of the user, giving him more power, extra speed. Overall, it just improved you as a human being and almost made you seem to be a superhuman. Vorden could see Ian was still struggling, though, most likely due to his injuries, but there was no way he himself could move the giant bookshelves so easily. So instead, Vorden helped out in his own way by clearing a space and moving all the books and piles of rubbish away. After an hour or so they were done. Ian had moved the bookshelves to create a small type of fortress around them. "It's a nice home, isn't it?" Ian said proudly of his work. "Well, what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go inside." As Quinn walked inside, Ian followed behind, and as he did, he pulled one last bookshelf around them, sealing them up in a cube-like shape surrounded by bookshelves. The room they were in was now pitch black. Ian then punched part of the bookshelves with his fist, creating a hole in all four directions, letting in a little bit of light. But more importantly, it was used to let them peek through and see if any danger was coming towards them. He then pulled out a little small stone from his pocket and placed it on the ground in the center of the room. He tapped the stone once, and a warm orange light started to shine from it. The light wasn't very strong, but in the small dark room it made a huge difference. "Here, take this," Ian said as he handed a small circle pill to Vorden. "Is this a food supplement?" Vorden asked. "Yeah, I'm guessing if you came here by accident you don't have any with you." Vorden looked at the pill before shoving it down his throat and into the stomach. A food supplement was a pill that contained all the things a human needed to live. As long as a person took one pill of these a day, they no longer needed to eat. Although it gave humans enough calories and vitamins, it did nothing in terms of water content. You would still need to find your own water source. Luckily in the shelter, it seemed like the waterworks in nearly every building were working. So, it wasn't a problem for Ian and Vorden. "You'll get some sleep and I'll keep watch. Then we'll do a little switch later on," Ian said. "Sounds good?" "Yeah." As he heard the sound of the door unlocking, a grin appeared on his face that couldn't be contained. "I love you, system. I swear I'll never talk badly about you ever again," Quinn said as he stepped into the container. But as he stepped in, his hopes of finding legendary beast equipment or stashes of beast crystals were soon lost. The room was simply filled with shelves of books. Nothing else but books. However, as soon as Quinn picked up one of the books closest to him, his mind had quickly changed. "Earth Ability Book Level 1. Unable to learn. Would you like to convert into 10 EXP? It was a container room filled with ability and skill books. Although Quinn was unable to learn the ability, he immediately converted the book into EXP points. As soon as Quinn decided to convert the book into EXP, it started to vanish in his very hands, as if it was disintegrating. A sensation was felt from inside, and finally the message had appeared. 10 EXP gained, 1150 of 1600 EXP. After absorbing the first book, Quinn started to pick up book after book. After going through the books, Quinn found out that a level 1 skill book would give him 5 EXP points, while a level 1 ability book would give him 10 EXP points. If he had already absorbed that book again, the system wouldn't even pop up with another message. It was a shame, since most of the books inside the container were Earth books that the military had the most control over. Quinn got closer to the back of the container and found that the level of books would increase. A level 2 ability book would gain him 100 EXP points, while a level 2 skill book would gain him 50. This would be the case even if he had already absorbed the level 1 version of the ability book. And finally, after absorbing multiple books, another message had appeared. 1650 of 1600 EXP points gained. You are now level 6. After leveling up, Quinn immediately put his stat point into strength, and now without his gauntlets, his strength was at 15, meaning he would be able to perform the hammer strike skill with or without the gauntlets. As Quinn looked around the room, there were still several books he hadn't even touched yet. The place really was a goldmine for him. As he went onto the next set of shelves, With it came a new set of books. He placed his hand on the first one, and it was the first Level 3 ability book he had come across. Level 3 Earth ability book. Unable to learn. Would you like to convert into 1000 EXP? Quinn placed the book down and picked the book up, making sure he had heard the system right. But once again, the numbers he had received were correct. The Level 3 ability book was offering him 1000 experience points. Without hesitating, he had decided to absorb the book right away. 1050 of 3200 points. Quinn then picked up the skill book right next to him, and as he thought it too had offered him 500 EXP points. So far, it seemed like a skill book would offer half the amount of points that an ability book had to offer. He once again went on rampage, grabbing every book he could on the shelf, absorbing those that he couldn't and tossing the others on the ground, although he would have loved to take the books with him as they would have sold for a healthy price. The books so far were unable to go into his storage like the crystals, and carrying them would just be more trouble than it was worth. After going through all the books, Quinn was able to level up a total of 2 more times. Level 8, 45 of 45 HP. No new skills were unlocked, but Quinn still obtained the regular stat points for every level up. Now that his strength and agility were at level 15, he decided he should finally increase his stamina points. If there was a fight that needed him to perform Flash Step and Hammer Strike multiple times, he would definitely be in trouble. After putting the 2 points into stamina, his stats were now looking a lot more even. Strength 15, 2, Agility 15, Stamina 14, 510 of 12,800 EXP. Although the EXP needed now was getting further and further away, which made Quinn think if there was even a cap to his leveling, or would the EXP amount increase so much that it was no longer possible to achieve. Quinn had now nearly touched every single book that was in the storage room. Unfortunately, the highest ability Quinn was able to find so far was a level 3 ability book. The further he went into the container, the higher the levels, but for the last few shelves it didn't seem to be the case. It seemed like they were just duplicates of the other level 3 ability books. As Quinn picked up one book, the system message didn't go off. It was because it was a level 3 Earth ability book that he had already absorbed. Hey, maybe Peter could use this, Quinn thought. It was only one book. Quinn was sure he would be able to carry it safely with him. But as soon as he thought about Peter, a memory entered his mind, and it wasn't a good one. Peter was the whole reason why he was in this place. And he still didn't know how long he was going to be here, or if he would even be able to survive. To be honest, Quinn was just trying to make the best out of a bad situation at the moment. As he thought about Peter, anger started to enter his mind and body, and he ripped the book up. He was willing to hear Peter out if he ever got out of here alive, but Quinn would no longer help him.
Subscribe to the Pocket FM Blockbuster YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notifications. Check out our channel for more exciting shows.